Hello everybody, welcome back. We are stuck with these one land hands and it's starting to get really annoying. I'm not going to get rid of this one. We have a bird, so that'll get us to the library. Hopefully we'll hit another land. We have an arbor. That makes me think that we're playing against Maverick, which was a deck that I really wasn't expecting to play against. I'm going to get rid of this. Hopefully I don't accidentally skip my first turn. Come on, toss it out there. Out there. Don't make me quote Macbeth. Yeah, sure, why not? We can get the other thing later on anyway. At least this way, you know, we know he's not playing a Liliana, which is the big thing. He could be Swordsing. That would suck to no end. But we know that it's not going to be Liliana, and that's the major important thing. I don't know if I actually set up the right microphone to be the microphone for us today. Let's just go ahead and F6. So there's a second one. Why don't you attack in? It'll make me feel better. Or that. So what we're looking at right now, and I'm going to tell you what my opponent's going to do next turn, and we can't stop it yet. My opponent is going to play a land. My opponent is then going to proceed to cast Natural Order. From there, he's going to beat us to death by large numbers. I've also got a friend talking to me off on the side. What are we going to do here? We didn't get the card that we wanted. I think we're going to go for the race. We'll play the Mystic. Yep. Let's go get this one. And can we race 10 damage, 12 damage into 12 damage? Let's see. So he does it this turn. We drop this down. That makes something. He hits us for 12. We go to 7. We go back up to 11. Well, here's the natural order. Oh, Elspeth. That's not a natural order. Well. Yeah. This is going to be a thing. Our opponent only has one land. We only have one land. When we draw more lands, more happiness will come. Yay, more happiness. That being said, I think we're just going to pass. We're going to Zenith. We're going to Zenith and go get our second land. Third land. Yeah, third land. And then we'll go from here. Okay, so we're looking at green-white, so it does look like Maverick. He can start jumping things. We'll be able to pick off this Elspeth soon enough. We're going to be gaining way more life than it's actually worth. And we look like we're okay, we've given away what we are. I lied. I was going to say we look like we're something else, but we don't. We look exactly like what we are. And we're stuck a little bit further behind than I'd typically like to be. But that is the name of the game sometime. We're going to pop this sucker down. He puts another soldier onto the battlefield. Let's just give me that one and that one. Yes, we're going to put the Batterskull down. And let's see, we're 2 turns away from his thingy here mattering. So, let's see, we could hook up the Batterskull. I think this may be one of those weird instances where I just want to kill this thing. And I can swing it as Elspeth. That'll force a block. So if I kill that, what do I get? Not too much. I can take the Bob, or I can wait. We're just going to swing at the Elspeth. That's the one thing that we know we are going to do. You know, not exactly the greatest and most thrilling of times. But at least for right now, it'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do, that whole style thing. Yeah, I think we're going to kill this. If I do that, I can't play any of the other things. Well, I can play the other things, but I can't do much of the other stuff. So, next turn, I'm going to hope to find a land. We're going to pop Bob down for now. I thought I did that with a black. Bob will draw cards. I'm not expecting a Jit or anything like that yet. I actually don't think he's got one. typically, you know, your packages come in so many different shapes and sizes. Hey, look, there goes something. All of the fun. Okay, so the Batterskull is dead. We need to start dealing with this now. So, pick. Swords? Alright, Thalia. Okay. I can do this. We can make this happen, right? Bob, draw us a land. A land. None of those are lands! That is unfortunate. Because we were planning on being able to swing in and do stuff to Elspeth. That being said, we can pay 2 to kill that, and then swing across with these 3 to deal a damage to Elspeth. That seems terrible. Maybe we just send the land and that. Like, she's kind of problematic. I would really like to get that stuff down. We'll send these 2. That'll kill, hopefully, both of the tokens. And I know I could have held this back and, like, Abrupt Decayed and done other things, but I don't think that's helping right now. Sweet. So they did both block. Hopefully. Well, now we're short 2 lands. We're in a bit of a pickle. Let's see. If we draw another Swords. Yeah. I can hit this for 1. I know that. I can't play that yet. Knight of the Reliquary. Not as worried about that right now. It's just a little guy. Alright, Double Knight. Definitely able to stop Elspeth. We're okay right now. We just need a land. Give me a white source. That's it. Ha deck. Ha. We have a problem. Let's see. Can we fix said problem? It doesn't look like it. So what can we do? Well, I could keep his team in check. He's drawing 1 card per turn. He's got 2 knights. His whole team is going to be indestructible. There isn't much that we can do right now, is there? You can play a land. I guess maybe we should have played this last turn, but if we did that, then Elspeth still goes nuclear. This is such a weird problem to have. We're going to have to kill something on his side before it becomes a threat, like a legitimate threat. I'm going to hold off. I'm going to hold off. Here's why I'm going to hold off. And I'm going to hold off on doing anything. If we let this go, I can put the sword down. Instant speed. And try and get in. He may do something on his end, but we can at least slow down. If he goes to blow and make ultimate, then I'll kill one of the knights, and we'll make decisions based from there. If he does blow this up, then he's got no way of stopping the bird with the sword on it. We do need to get rid of his graveyard. Actually, having to think sucks. This could have been a simple problem. Have you seen something? Okay, so he's going to blow. We could go to race. I don't want to race. Cancel that. We'll take out 1. I'm assuming he's going to activate it. Probably go get a wasteland. Waste off this. So here's the plan. Yep. We're going to take this initial 5. We're going to hook that bird up, and he wants to race, we can race. Yep, everything's indestructible. Sweet, sweet. Alright. I'm not willing to say that this game is over yet, is the main thing. We can still block stuff. We can prevent him from really gaining too much of an advantage. I will take that. It's one less damage. There's a bog. That'll be useful. Swords is also useful. So, let's see here. We can bog you. And I'm like wasting more and more time, but I think that we're fine in this situation. The sword is going to come down next turn. I don't think that he's in a position that he can really do too much as far as racing goes. Because this should stop majority of the attacks. Like, he'll be able to attack for 3. We'll get some more damage from Bob. We'll be able to hook up and swing no matter what next turn. So that in that race, we should come out ahead. Liliana still forces him to sacrifice things. Only his swords will actually cause damage. I'll take the 3. What was I saying? Yeah, our only removal now is Liliana and the swords. So 4 pieces of removal died. The others are still active. So that's very helpful. Just don't do too much damage to us, okay, Bob? That's the thing. Alright, so let's get that sword down there. Yes. There's a sword. We're going to equip. And I should have looked first and thought seized him. That's my bad. We probably could have gotten a sword out of it. We're going to do the extra damage to him. We got a library. I was hoping for a land, but we actually played a land already. So let's... Yeah, we're taking 3 anyway. Let's just get a black. I'll lose 2 and take another 3. We can start gaining life back. We can play the Goyf, and we can hopefully overrun. Alright, so he's got a land. That's awesome for us. Next turn, we're going to be playing Pride Mage Goyf. Then the turn after that, we'll play Library. That should stop attacks from coming over. Goyf is still big enough to stop that, and Thalia is too small in order to get through. So, deal. Yep. The question becomes, do we actually block here? And I think the answer is yes. We're going to stop this attack. We're gaining 2 cards a turn by way of the sword, although that could change as quickly as him finding a... Oh, what is the card? Wasteland. They're indestructible. You're worthless. That's a waste. I meant to play the Pride Mage first. That's alright. It's 1 damage. We'll make it up over time. Would have been 5s. So I think we actually do stall ourselves a turn. And of these, this one seems like it would be the most useful. We'll pop down this. And we're going to go for a library, which I'm going to exile the Maze of Ith. Get a green. And bang. I could have just raised her up, which may have been the better choice. Probably was the better choice. But I don't think that he's got a way to swing through right now. And he's got a threat that he's got to deal with. He still had another turn, didn't he? Yeah, because we hit this. We didn't hit this until almost 2 turns. Because we hit this in the swords. So had he put it up to 6, I guess it still would have died, but he would have been able to jump and deal some damage. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. That shouldn't do anything. Okay, so he's just coming in for 1. We'll block there. We'll block there. I don't see him bogging us. Most of those decks don't actually play it in their main. All right. Yes, always. So we get to start setting this back up. I'm going to put both of these back. Okay. So we get our land. We get this little guy. And we get this guy. Next turn I may bounce that. We'll find out. But we do get in for 5 damage here. And I did not leave up a... Oh, he's got the swords now. Poor unfortunate souls. Alright, so the bird dies. He can't swing through, though. And we've got nothing that we can really hook up to make that worthwhile. We're no longer drawing multiple cards a turn, but yet we are. I will sack this to draw a card. So now we're looking for Sigarda. Sigarda he can't beat right now. Yeah, Gemstone Cavern, whatever. Human, call it. You know what would be awesome right now and would be able to wipe his team? That Golgari Charm out of the board. That is a large... Elish Norn. Okay, so that's why he's playing that version. That is going to be... We lose you. Why don't I gain some life from you? Elish Norn is going to be a problem. So let's see. Most of this stuff gets to get through. So I take 5 here? Okay. I would have liked to shuffle now. Alright. So we got 2 of those things. I can start popping them up as need be. I don't know. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to put these 2 back and keep this. And that can go back to the top of my library. Let's see. So I can swords that, pop that back up. We still take 1. 1 per turn? Yeah. So I can't actually use this. We need this to show us something very nice. Alright. We do have tricks. They're not very good tricks, but they're tricks. I should have just hooked this up as a precaution. What do you got? That's a JIT. Alright, so we know where this is going. That creates a huge problem. Our JIT is gone, which I don't know if Moto actually respects that, but yeah. There's the right people to put it on. That is the wrong person to put it on. So, yeah. I was hoping not. So let's see. We can return Thalia to his hand. We can swords Elish Norn. We can't swords Elish Norn. We have to swords Elish. Okay, so we can't win. We're dead. Boop. There was a card that was useful. So X1s versus us. Wrong one. Let's try and fix this problem. You're going to be awesome. Let's see. Anything else going to be really good? You'll probably be pretty good. Still going to keep this sword. I'm actually just going to go with the kill everything plan. So those 5 can come out. I would bring in my own Thalias, which actually don't seem like a bad idea. They legend rule his, but I don't think that that's going to be a big thing. And his hand is going to go out there really quick. Let's see. We'll have 4 swords, 3 decays, 2 pulses, and 2 charms, and 2 Lilianas. That's 7, 9, 11, 13 cards that say die. He was not the equipment version, but we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I just keep 2 Thoughtseizes as precaution. But if I'm going to do that, I'd rather have the hymns. And I think I'd rather have these over all of that. They carry equipment, they do other things. It'll be fine. Haven't actually played against Maverick in a while. Yeah, that should be good enough. We did do that right. Yep, submit, and it's good. Alright. Let's switch that back around. I would think about bringing in Thrun, but the thing is that if he does get the Elspeth down and he gets that indestructible again, then we have a problem. I was hoping to draw a white source somewhere in the middle of there. It didn't happen, unfortunately, so as soon as this goes and does its thing, I'm going to check what my buddy wrote me. Alright. Wow, that was up a lot. He's complaining about this hand is awesome. I am going to keep this hand. He's complaining about PTQs and how more so about how everybody else complains about PTQs. So no, we're not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and ramp up on turn 1, be able to hopefully play Library and Swords his ramp spell on turn 2, and if we're lucky at all, we'll hit another land and be able to actually cast Liliana on 3. Like, we'll hit like a fetch and then hit another, find another fetch with this, and that would be awesome. Caracas to start, and we got nothing from him. That means that we were able to keep up the swords. There's an abrupt decay. Just gonna pop that one down. We'll do it this way. If I'm gonna leave up the swords, I should leave up the basic planes. He can't really interact with that as well. Just a random look at and hey, look, maybe you might want a thing. Okay. Show me Wasteland. Not a Wasteland, but a black land. And a Goyf. I'm going to keep the Goyf, reshuffle the Forest. Alright. I think it's obvious why I'm keeping both of these. At least I hope it is. It's obvious to me. It may not be to you. The reason why I'm keeping both of them is that I want to be able to progress my board state. I have a removal spell, and this will give me the land for it. So I'd like to keep that up. Cards to keep an eye out for, Aven Mind Sensor, but unless he gets creatures down, this is currently producing 0 mana, which is why I'd like to have one of those cards. This can go fetch basic Swamp. Jit, yep, still not doing it over here. And I do want to actually shuffle because I don't want to see the basic Forest. I'm going to get the basic Swamp, though. And we'll just have to kind of work with things as they go. Still don't have the cards that I want, but I do have a Bob, and I'd like to keep the Bob up. Although I could just pop Liliana down and start making him discard, and then keep the sword up as well, and that actually seems pretty good as well. So we're going to pop these 2 back. I'm going to actually keep Bob. We'll touch the Finks. We'll pop this down. We're going to get the Scrubland. We're going to be keeping up basic planes. There we go. And this should allow us to kind of deal with pretty much anything. I'm going to actually get rid of this land. Well, I guess I could see Sigarda, but I'd rather get rid of this land. I realize I could probably pump Goyf up a little bit more, but I think that we'll be fine getting in for 3 here. He's still got to be able to produce a creature that's a threat, and Liliana is going to cause heck on him. Sigarda is about the only thing that he could get that would be a problem, and we do have Sigarda mana as is, so yeah. Our opponent's just kind of mana screwed, essentially. There is a wasteland. I will be keeping the wasteland. We're going to toss these two back. Not paying any life. Let's deal with his Caracas. There were 4 ways for us to be able to deal with his Caracas. And I would have liked any of them. Let's go ahead and pop that down. Keeping up the non-basic, or the basic, just to be able to deal with. Should have also made Liliana discard first. Our hand is very capable of solving his situation. But I don't think yeah, I do. I'm lying. I'm going to discard the Abrupt Decay. I don't actually know how to undo that because every time I've ever tried to click another card, it doesn't go. So, Goyf got a little bit bigger. There's a Forest. I don't think that's going to do it for him, though. I think he actually needed something else. We'll flip the other sword and be able to draw something else. I'm going to keep the Pride Mage. And we'll put those two back. Let's go ahead. Let's not show him what we have. We'll discard the second swords. And then we'll pop the Pride Mage and get rid of this Jit. White, green. That'll give a plus to the Goyf. There we go. Alright. And we still keep up the swords. Liliana is now at 6. It creates an interesting situation. We'll be able to get to make him choose between the Forest, the Wasteland, and the Gaia's Cradle. Probably giving him just the Forest. No, we don't need to pop that and do that. We can just keep on the discard plan. I don't actually remember how I set up Bob, so that's kind of a problem. He does only have 2 cards in hand. This could be hurtful. Oh, it would have been the same. I'm going to keep the Pulse. And we're going to put that land back on top. So, and that'll stop us from hurting too much. Let's go ahead and make a discard. I'm going to discard the Abrupt Decay. Since we have the sword and the Pulse, we can deal with pretty much everything. Although putting a sorcery in the yard wouldn't have been a bad idea. But this should be lethal here. Okay. Script Ranger. Yep. Let's just go ahead and take him out. And that is enough damage. Alright. So our opponent suffered the problem that we kind of had last time, except for it wasn't me being like, hey, look, they must all be because this is ridiculous. Still has kind of the same setup, and we still have kind of the same wants and needs. This hand is not great. I'm actually going to mulligan it. It's very slow. This hand I'm going to keep. We have a way to kind of force situations that hopefully my opponent does not want. So we're not running out there doing tons of fun, amazing things, but we're still doing something. And with him not playing anything, we may get a chance to do something that he's really not expecting and kind of blow out everything on his side and then drop Liliana. But these are all hopes and dreams, and we don't know how exactly they will go. So until we do, we'll keep going as is. Looks like he's deciding to play something. Pride Mage. Okay. Pride Mage is down. One of the cards that would have been awesome to just have randomly, there we go, sticking to basics by the way, would have been Damnation. Damnation would be phenomenal in this matchup. Unfortunately, I don't have any in the board, so they don't come into the main, obviously. There's Mom. Yeah, we have an answer to Mom, so I'm not too worried about that. We're going to take a little bit of damage here and there, but what we're doing right now, and I'm actually going to fetch out the basic Forest, because I don't want to draw it. I'd rather draw something that's not a land, even though I know we're going to hit a land. Told you. I'm going to hold off one more turn. I guess I probably could have popped that end of turn and done something, but there's a good chance that he would have gone for the other plan. I can't think of what it's called right now. Alright. Wasteland is a thing. Knight of the Reliquary is a thing. Pride Mage is a thing. Yep. So now he's dealing 4 damage. We're going to need to deal with this sooner rather than later. If we find a pulse off the top, then that's a pulse for both of them. And he's left with a mom, which is something I can definitely stomach right now. Just kind of playing the waiting game. Not the game that I want to play, but the game that I have to play. That library should force a situation, though. Let's go ahead and do that. You know, it should force him to pop one of these, which will give us a little bit more time to kind of do other things. Then next turn, or end of this turn, we can probably, if he doesn't play anything large, edict or take care of that, drop the Wasteland, play Liliana, edict him. Yep. I'm expecting that he's not going to allow me to continue this much longer. So, and by this, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Yep, there goes that. Nothing else big. Alright, let's go ahead and all creatures get this. Kind of a waste to do it on the mom alone and not have like a slew of things, but this will at least kill mom. Yeah, he can have protection from whatever he wants. Wasteland will be nice. It'll mean that he can't swing back the way that he wants to. Stoneforge is also very nice, but we're going to do that later. Let's see. We'll go there and there. Then again, he can't swing through Stoneforge anyway. So let's make him sacrifice a creature. Yep. I get a chance to wasteland this land. Alright. Now, don't have in a flash creature. Alright, no flash creature. Liliana's going to survive. Next turn, we can go get Sword of Fire and Ice and kind of proceed from there. Not the greatest of situations. Not the worst either, though. So we get this one. Let's actually make him discard a card, and we're going to get rid of this guy. I can then play Bird of Paradise. He got rid of a Cradle, and this one, whoa, excuse me. No response from him. Yes, I'd like to use this ability. We'll go get Fire and Ice. So if he doesn't do anything, we can hook up Fire and Ice and swing in with the bird. If he does do something, we have an Edict. Depending on how many cards he's got in his hand. We did take a lot of damage in the early portion of the game. That's not fully problematic just yet. I think I'll equip to the bird and go for it. And then we'll make a decision based on that. So, each player discard. Yep. There's EE. He could have EE'd for 2, although he'd want to do it for 3. That's kind of interesting that he brought that in. I guess we kind of... Let's not do that. We're just going to pop this down right now. And make him make a decision. We're one land away from being able to just do both. And I guess I could have played the land, popped this down, and then done that, and forced him to make a decision. But if he doesn't have a creature next turn, and there's a good chance that we will have a solution to any creature he plays. There's a Swords. So let's just pop this one down. Yes. So he has to have a creature solution now. And I can just start plugging this in with the Fire and Ice equipped to it. and forcing him to tap his mom. Or I can get this equipped over to the bird and swing in with both. It forces him to have removal for this and to be able to block and do that. But he can block and do that. But if he does that, he definitely can't swing in at this, which will edict him. So, I mean, it should be difficult situations all around. We should be okay. I'm going to go ahead and pause because I think I've disconnected. And instead of having to do much else, we'll just come back. We're at 9 life. It's his turn. I'm just going to F6 because if he's got something to deal with this, then he's got something to deal with that, and we can't do much else. So our turn is pretty much over. Noble Hierarch, not the card that he needs. He needs something to be able to kill this. Otherwise, I get to nail both of those. I get to nail both of your creatures then. So Mom's attacking in. Mom gets in for 2. I'm happy with this, I guess. That's awesome. I'm just going to go ahead and each player discard a card at this point. We'll go ahead and equip over here. Bang, bang. And get in with the bird. The extra damage will go to his... it'll go to his mom. Because he could draw another thing with Exalted and... Well, I guess in that case it kind of kills whatever anyway. But it'll go to his mom. She's kind of more of the threat at this point. We'll drop you down. And F6. And then we can kind of deal with his side as it comes up. Yep. Let's see. We'll hope to draw land. Nope, Knight of the Reliquary. That's okay as well. And we'll go here. Now we'll make him discard. We should be overwhelming him at this point. Bye-bye. Nope, Aven Mind Sensor. Alright, so that works for me. Let's see. We get in with the bird. And we pass the turn. You gotta block it. 6 minutes left on our clock. Okay. Alright. So we get no extra card. He can't Jit equip swing because I have a removal for it. Elspeth's going to be pretty much worthless because I can just start swinging straight at her, which forces the token to chump, as well as sending this in, starting up here soon. As soon as he misses a drop, Liliana's just going to... Yeah, I did. So I can activate Liliana again. We are in a perfectly fine situation. We're just going to keep on bashing. If I get a chance to equip this, it's going over here. Actually, I changed that back. I take that back. Because we only have 5 mana and I want to be able to keep up an additional mana to pop this in case he goes Jit Swing, I'm going to put it on the bird. It'll be extra life, and the ability to do a couple other things. But I think for the most part, we've won this game. We should be coming back at this point. Stuttering as I'm salivating all over myself. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't have any water today, so it is actually a little bit difficult to kind of rant on like this continuously. I think our opponent's trying to think of a way through. I don't think that we're stalled at this point. I'm trying to think of a way that we lose. Right now, Sigarda is the only thing I can think of, and I think we can race Sigarda. We just equip up the Batterskull over here, send it through. Which that actually may be the play that we make, because we equip the Batterskull over here. That way when we swing, we still have 2 sources of mana up as opposed to 1. And we're gaining 10 life, where he's losing at minimum. This is 4, that's 10, that's 2, that's 16. So if he didn't draw a creature, we can just kill him right here. He'd need a creature, he'd need a Krosan Grip, or a Swords to Plowshares. Preferably, of all of those, a Wrath of God. Yeah. I guess Day of Judgment would work. I guess it'd be the more expensive of the 2 online now. I don't know. He's drawn a lot of things if you actually look at it. Like 4 lands, 2 of them weren't actually drawn. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 business spells of 18. So, yeah. Is that 4, 5, 6? That doesn't add. Oh, yeah, the 2 that got pulled out. Okay. 10 of 16. But we're drawing well at the same time. So, what have we got? We're that many cards in. We've got 1, 2 fetches as well. So, we're counting to 16. So, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We also zenithed. So, one of these was not drawn. So, this can count as a spell in this case. So, that's 6 lands we've drawn. And that's really well. We're drawing extremely well. Not to mention we've drawn an extra card from the sword. We should be winning this game. I'm going to go ahead and pause and find out, though. It's been a couple minutes. Our opponent hasn't made a single move. One moment. Alright, we're back. I actually reconnected to the game, and I found out that my opponent had conceded. So, yeah, we did win that one. Luckily, unfortunately, I can't review it at this time. I'll think about going back and figuring out, but I'm assuming that they just conceded there and that I disconnected and it just wasn't working. So yeah, that's where we're going with on that one. Thankfully our opponent decided to concede, otherwise we may not have been back in time to win the game. But I will see you all again for the next round. Bye bye.